So, welcome back to another episode. Actually, 3 episodes. Yesterday, I went to the Vancouver Retro Gaming Expo in my hometown here of Vancouver, which was wonderful. And while I was there, we actually did a panel. And I did a panel with Metal Jesus Rocks, Drunken Master Paul, Robman, and Fraser of Awesome Video Games. And we actually did a panel to about 250 people. It was quite something else on starting your own YouTube channel, and we kind of thought we'd have something to say about that. And so the thing is the video itself was about an hour long. Our panel was about an hour long. So I want to show you guys that I think it's kind of cool if you're starting a brand new channel. I think there's a lot of interesting information from kind of everybody who was there. And as I said, the video is so big that I got to break it into 3 parts, or it's just the file size will take forever to upload. So I'm gonna put this first part up, and then the second and third part right afterwards. So I'm just gonna keep putting it up, type of thing. And what was amazing was getting a chance to see Metal Jesus Rocks. Again, a great guy. And for anybody who doesn't know him, definitely subscribe. Now, for a lot of you, you may not know that I'm taking a little hiatus from the All Gen Gamers to concentrate on my movie. Big announcement too for all you guys. I just got engaged to Kim, who you've probably seen on the show a couple of times. So my life is quite busy, so I had to kind of like say, hey, I'm taking a break from the podcast, but man, I got the ultimate guy to replace myself, and he's not a replacement. He's taking his own spot on the show because he's so damn good. Metal Jesus Rocks. You gotta see this guy. He has a channel that is absolutely awesome. And when I was thinking about leaving the show, there was only one person to fill in my spot, and that was definitely Jason. So very great to see him again and to do a panel with him, and it was quite wonderful. So guys, here's the panel in its entirety. And one more special thing about it, the third part, we actually all show little bits of our shows, but I actually showed for the first time 1.5 minutes of the movie. So you can see, the movie, a little bit of the movie playing in the third part of this, right, I think at the beginning, and I do a little bit of a setup for it. So that's something else. I'm just gonna let it play. I'm gonna let all the videos play in their entirety. I thought it turned out quite well, and there's no real editing to be done or anything like that. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. Here you go.
I should start their day like that.
One more time.
We're posing for photos, and we're going to do a panel. It's going to be fun.
Full as ace.
If someone could kill the generic PS3,
You seriously just do the rules?
that would be
That's amazing.
Him whipping it out. I practiced it.
And then I remember when he did the Ninja Turtles movie, you did that one. Because of like the turtle fingers. I don't always play games.
Come on.
But I do it sometimes.
professional.
No, right.
Hi everybody, welcome to the third panel up here at the Vancouver Retro Gaming Expo. Is everybody having fun today? Fun? That was a call out for fun. Someone's a big fan. We are up here at the YouTuber panel. We can YouTube and so can you too. Is that right?
We can too.
I'm moderating tonight. My name's Tyler James Nickel. I'm gonna wow. No. Bravo. That is pandering. I am joined with some heroes of YouTube here, which is why we are being filmed by no less than 4 cameras. So I look forward to later seeing this at very slightly different angles. I think we just run down the list here and have you introduce yourself, if that's all right?
Yeah, I go by the name Johnny Millennium on YouTube. I run the Happy Console Gamer Show with my good friend Robert Man. Robert Man. Thank you.
I have very successfully followed his coattails to where we are today. I'm not sure where that is, but it's somewhere around here.
Hi, I'm Fraser. I'm representing 2 shows, Awesome Video Games and Video Games Awesome, and I'm here with my crew over there, Kyle and Becky and Deacon.
I am Drunken Master Paul. Yeah. Oh god, I got stalkers already. I'm part of the Metal Jesus Rocks podcast.
Right.
And I'm just proud to say that there's finally a venue for bald guys with wispy beards to get more attention than in the past. You and me, buddy.
Right here. When all of them take off the hats, you can see the projector better. It's amazing.
Can't stand the clean!
And I'm the Metal Jesus, and I have more hair than all these guys.
I hate you so much.
I know.
So, you folks do use the YouTubes. Successfully, one might say, which is not something everyone can do. A lot of people post videos, not everyone is getting those videos watched. So, and you know, there's going to always be more viewers, but at the moment, you guys are holding a steady audience, is what I'm saying.
We comprise, I think, 90% of all YouTube views, actually.
Really?
I just got the report.
So the other 10% is the cats, and then like
basically
an
cats
anomaly
and
of
skateboard videos.
statistics is the rest of us.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it is. And not just gaming videos, all videos.
All videos.
Yeah.
How-to videos. If I want to find out how to tie a bow tie, it's you playing video games.
Yeah.
In the
That's
background.
right. That's right.
It's come a long way from guys getting hit in the nuts with a rake every 15 minutes.
We have now upped that to 10 minutes. Yes. Really, I hope for 5 by the next decade, and then we can just really keep that steady. So I'm just going to go down, because we've got the different spectrum here slightly, and I'm just going to ask, like, you know, when you first started in, was it with the intent of, like, obviously the intent of someone watching, but with the intent of, like, hey, I bet you a buck or two is going to fly along from here?
A buck or two?
A buck or two, or at least enough viewers to make it worthwhile to keep going.
Well, I guess when I came on YouTube, there wasn't actually that many people reviewing video games. There was actually a time like that. Now there's thousands of channels. But when I came on, I saw Awesome Video Games, I saw the Happy Video Game Nerd, and honestly, I was definitely influenced by the Angry Video Game Nerd. Everybody knows him, right? Yeah, absolutely, totally. And I loved what he did, and I just wanted to do, like, he was bashing games in an incredible way, and I loved that. But I wanted to talk about some games that I actually really loved and really cared about. And so we just kind of started, and it's funny, like when we started, I got my friends and family to subscribe. I think I had like 20 subscribers. I was going to work and saying, hey, please subscribe, you know, that type of thing. And we came in, I think, at the right time. Like, as I say, now there's thousands of channels. Everybody's trying to get noticed out there, and it's really, I think it's a lot tougher. But that's kind of the humble beginnings for me on YouTube and all that. And then Rob came on the show, which was a great addition, the best addition, for sure, if you want to talk about that.
Well, I think what was incredible was I'd watched the first few videos and they were awesome. They were
very bad. Actually. They were very bad.
They were garbage. Actually.
Yeah,
it seemed like a really entertaining idea to share these stories that we've bandied back and forth forever. And so then he wanted to talk about Mega Man, and I've heard of him. So
yeah, right.
Figured maybe he'd ask me to talk about it a bit. And so I did the one episode, and the chemistry clicked. It just worked.
Totally.
And we've always been like that, though. That's the amazing thing here, is that this isn't something we've made happen. For all the time we've known each other, we've sat there reading magazines, drinking tea.
Before the internet, we just sit playing retro games, drinking beer, smoking cigarettes, talking about what the next Zelda would be.
Cigarettes.
We quit a long time ago. That's all over. But yeah, so I think that's why the show became a little bit more fun. Is that it became just a couple of guys talking about games like everybody does, and I think people could relate to it. I think that's kind of the. I don't know. I'd like to think the success of the show for sure. So
I'd also like to think that it's because it's not so much nuts and bolts. We don't review games. We don't. The controls are and the action. That's the music composed by. We share stories. This is our personal histories that we like to share because that's where the passion of gaming comes from. It's almost more about where you were in your life and what was going on and how amazing it makes you feel to remember those halcyon days, those golden days, sitting with that Nintendo controller and that music was as good as it was going to get. and you made it so special, and that's where I think the magic of our show comes from.
yeah, that's definitely Thank you.
When I first started making videos, it was with the intent to make it my living. I didn't want to do anything else but create videos on my own.
And your library of videos is staggering.
We just reached 2,000 recently.
Wow.
Yeah. The show, but when I first started out, I started thinking out with the thinking that a narrative with high production value would be my best bet. And it was a lot of fun. It was a sort of a throwback to the days of retro video game shows and tips and tricks shows where kind of like a Bill and Ted feel to it, where it's trying to elicit the feeling of when you were a kid and you're embarrassed about those days where you were just unbridled enthusiasm for video games and a lot of naivety towards them. Anyways, we had a great time with that for about 4 years, and it didn't make any money. And then we went into a sort of a more modern show that's just basically a glorified Let's Play. You have to see it to know what it is. But regardless, that started making money, and now it's a full-time job for 3 people, and hopefully more as we go forward.
Which in a lot of times you can't even find 3 people in a room with a full-time job.
How many?
No, I don't have one. That's why I'm here wearing a big glow suit.
That's good. For those who don't know, I met Paul, Drunken Master Paul, here while working in the 90s at a company called Sierra Online. And
if your game broke, you talked to us and we told you to update your drivers, then we hung up.
We're actually very thrilled people even remember Sierra Online, and so I was actually surprised when searching around on YouTube that you wouldn't find a lot of videos about those classic games like King's Quest and Leisure Suit Larry was out at the time.
Would be the first time we shared a microphone.
Awkward.
Tell me more. For you.
But anyways, so I wanted to kind of keep Sierra's history alive and also make some videos. Typically when you walk into my house, it seems like, well, we play in a band and so I'm always filming, and we thought we'd throw it up on YouTube and see what happens, and it's kind of fun. So that's our story, right?
Well, basically, yeah. He started these videos just for the love of the games and to show off this history that people weren't talking about, the PC games, the Sierra games. It started a lot of, especially the adventure series, which of course is what Sierra was known for. And then we've been goofing off together for a long time. He said, you should join my channel and just be a silly monkey and goof off and add some personality, which frankly it was lacking quite a bit.
Yeah.
And so that's how I got involved with this whole thing. I'm still a silly monkey and I don't know crap about console games.
You definitely have the best name on YouTube, Metal Jesus Rocks. That's unbelievable.
I love it.
I just wonder how many people are coming across that with the intent of all right, I need old PC games. I'm just gonna type in Metal Jesus Rocks and see what. Damn, top of the list! I nailed it. That's fantastic. The crossover, the Venn diagram, I'm saying, is a circle. Yeah. People searching for us. Now, as people who live on YouTube, I'm gonna go right to my favorite point of YouTube, which is commenters. Because as we know, everyone who comments on YouTube is a sane, thoughtful, compassionate individual.
Over 13.
Who is trying to make the community grow and trying to encourage others in that growth. And I just wonder are there any anomalies? Do you ever find where it's just the most hate-filled sewage spewed at you in verbal form? How do you react when that happens? Do you brush it off or do you hyper?
No, we never see anything like that. No, it's all joy and unicorns and rainbows, and you guys are great.
Well,
and I'm looking through your bedroom window late at night when you're sleeping.
Again, you're so creepy.
We had a really good one. One of the first episodes we did with Drunken Master Paul. Yeah. Somebody kept commenting that, dude, alcoholism isn't funny. You shouldn't make fun of that. You shouldn't be making fun of alcoholics. We're like, maybe you should just shut up and go to a meeting or something. You didn't really get the point here, did you? We're not making fun of it. I just enjoy drinking every now and again. By the way, the beer of the night is the Sleeman Cream Ale, which if I had not actually seen this, I thought somebody was sending me something really dirty. Hey, you want to go for a Sleeman Cream Ale? Is it going to cost me $20? What?
I think what you have to remember about comedy that a lot of people on YouTube find too is that everything is funny except for that one thing that personally happened to them, and that's never funny, and how dare you.
We recently had a commenter. We were playing through Heavy Rain, and we made light of, we took a piss on the whole game, of course. We love the game, but
which seems appropriate to the title.
Yeah. And at one point near the beginning, we are making light of the fact that he lost his son and he can't get over it, and we just come on, move on, have another son. Somebody commented in the comments saying, I can't believe they would make such light jokes about losing a child, and that's ridiculous that they would actually think that. We think a lot of things on the show if you want to take every joke literally.
Yeah. I remember after that joke, you had it notarized. And there was a witness who signed under the joke saying, this is truly what we believe.
We try to get everything notarized if we can.
It's really just labor intensive to get all these jokes notarized.
Well, recently, actually, there was, and I think it was on your Facebook wall.
Okay, yeah.
A comment that had been made with a friend of ours, Jeff.
Yeah, hi, Jeff.
And so I do believe it was something along the lines of, is the show going to change?
Oh yeah, because there was some, we do a podcast every week, The Alternate Gamers, and I guess Jeff was asking, saying, is there going to be a change, because we were doing some advertisements for some company, and I said, yeah, we're going to start murdering babies now. I'm writing to a friend of mine, it's a joke. And some guy made a video saying, calling out the happy console gamer. You know, and how dare he talk about children that way, and blah, blah, blah. He made like his own separate video on YouTube for this. And I was just like, this is my Facebook wall, what are you doing on it? Like, why is this like noteworthy? But, you know, like, it's strange that people would put you on a pedestal as though you're not allowed to, you know, joke around with your friends. That's exactly what we did, so.
Actually, you know, I do need to address that, because as the father of 2 children, both of which are you know, toddler, infant age, I am offended.
I'm sorry.
I am disgusted.
Sorry.
And you know, I'm leaving.
Can I try to one up?
Yeah,
It's over.
No, I also agree. How dare you have not killed Rob Man's child by now?
Oh my God.
You don't make a promise like that and not follow
You're getting not very fast. You haven't tried very hard. Honestly,
Can I
horrible man.
give you one of my Hall of Famer of the vitriol? It's blue though. Is that okay with everybody?
Everyone in this.
One of our favorite commenters of all time that tried to slam us was that he said we have it on our Facebook. He said. This is gayer than 8 guys blowing 9 guys. And he has become one of our favorite people of all time. Like, sometimes it becomes endearing how much, like, you know...
Dude, if you don't have that on a t-shirt on your side.
People have requested it to be on a t-shirt. It's just, that's the coup de grace of
What
internet
I
trolling.
find funny about people who, obviously a lot of them are trolls just trying to get the attention, but some of these people are the best comedians you will ever find.
Yeah, and that's where you have to be like, do I congratulate him?
Yeah,
That was good.
Yeah.
Like,
But-
I'm on the YouTube channel Mega Steak Man, and we made a video called Pokemon Apocalypse, which was
Freaking amazing, by the way. Incredible.
Someone reviewed it just by watching it and just go, oh yeah, okay, yeah, sure. And I'm like, this is the best thing YouTube has ever done. We shut the channel down, guys. We're done. Like, we will never surpass a guy just angrily watching a Pokemon trailer. That's awesome. And that's the thing. Like, I think stuff like that kind of pushes creative types more. Of when the negative is always easier to get more attention than the positive. You can have like 80 people on your wall saying like, that was a great episode, but the one guy who's saying like, I hope that you have to wear your own ass as a hat. You're like, that is awesome.
And that's actually my second point I wanted to, like, no matter how much you want to respond to some of the negative comments, I think it's important to, you can still sometimes, but it's important to make a rule for yourself that you always respond more often to, that the ratio is at least 10 to 1 for responding to positive comments than to negative ones, because it's not fair to reward the negative comments with a response from you when you have so many fans out there who wish you would talk to them. And that's just my last point.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's good not to comment on the negativity, you know, just like, that's what they want. That's the biggest thing we all know about trolls is they want you to respond.
Yeah.
They want you to be upset. And I think the thing is when you're on YouTube for as long as those, you really build up a thick skin that nothing really bothers you anymore. So it's like, you read these comments, like when I saw this guy make that video, you know, calling out Happy Console Gamer because, you know, what a terrible guy, he hates children. I just kind of looked at it and I was laughing and I was so sad for him as a person. For me, it didn't bother me. You know, I know I'm like absolutely kidding.
It was me, I'm sorry.
And you do need children.
Yeah, I started just commenting back, be like, you must be so tired. I was like, to hate everything that often.
Yeah, to waste something on YouTube for me to be me, buddy.
Which kind of brings me to the next thing I wanted to ask you guys, which is for fandom. Like a large part, you make the video and post it up there, but to keep it going, like most of the job has to be on the back end of it, of making sure people are watching it, making sure people are commented and engaging with it. And you find that like it's a very intensive job that's also hard to pinpoint if you're doing correctly. Because you don't know if you're like, I said hi to that guy, so we're good now. Like, do you have any specific ways that you try to go about that?
You just, you gotta be exhaustive with it. I don't think there is any real quantitative way to tell if you're doing it right or not, but I think honesty is the best. If you honestly want to engage with your community and get to know them, then that's probably the best way to go about it. And that is, I think, the #1 priority for an internet YouTube show, especially when starting out new. Engage your viewers. As a small show especially, you should be engaging them because you can cultivate that small community into a really true personal experience for them. And the stronger those viewers become, they're going to be your #1 promoters for your growth going forward.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's also, I mean, these people are taking the time out of their busy lives to express positivity and thanks for what you do. And I mean, certainly in my case, because I do very little aside from yak at a camera, John does everything. He brings the show to life. He does all the hard work. But when people take the time to send you a message, say thanks, or I really liked your video, or things like that, as much as you can, say thanks back, even if it's just like a hey, thanks, or cheers, or a something, because that's really an amazing thing that someone enjoys. A fat, bald, married guy who played a lot of Nintendo and likes to talk about it, and then says, "You're cool."
And
you validate my existence.
That's a ticker tape parade in the YouTube world.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's the thing with our show is I think we've responded back to everybody who's ever sent us a message on Facebook or on Whoa.
I'll just keep talking for on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube. No? Is that where you're going?
Be it, yeah, on whatever. There we go.
But I think we've responded back to everybody except the guy with the dead baby thing. We never responded back.
But now we have.
In a much more fun way.
Well, I think a huge part of it too is when I was with Sierra, I also was moved that to. Did anybody remember a gaming site called OneNet? See, nobody. It was actually a great initiative, but just poorly executed, which was kind of Sierra in the old days. But something that was really interesting is that when you have an online community, there's always this separation. I mean, they're just on the other side of the computer screen, so we get really cynical, and they didn't really care that they were humans. So one thing that's really cool about this and about expos like this, and guys like these on the panel, is it's really important and really cool to get out here and actually see you guys. And meet you in person and see that passion in person. So we get it in the comment fields, but it's not the same as when we're walking here and go, hey, we love these games. It's that common theme of being people and showing what you want to do.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually sent, when I first started my channel and someone subscribed, for the first 1,000 people, I sent them a personal message, just to make sure that they knew I was very
And like in one sitting?
Ranked him up for a night.
Wow. Yeah, but that was my goal, is that if you subscribe to my channel, up to the first 1,000 people, I sent them a personal message.
Yeah, I did that too.
It was really important for me to thank everyone. So.